Welcome to Patient Zero. I'm your host, Branch Isole. Patient Zero shares a focus on personal, career, and spiritual relationship growth and sustainability. The term Patient Zero generally describes a point of origin for any experience, event, or entity. From the moment of our creation as a spirit of origination, each of us becomes the patient zero of our lifetime journey. On Patient Zero, you'll hear tips and takeaways for healthier daily interactions to achieve greater success at home and work. You'll also learn how prophecy can educate, entertain, and edify, with an awareness about prophetic events, people, and circumstances to help you know and prepare for God's purpose-filled plans. Perpetrators abuse their victims in a variety of different ways: verbally, physically, emotionally, psychologically. And in many cases, they then apologize before begging for forgiveness, until their victims relent, voluntarily or under pressure, and in doing so, the cycle continues. In these such cases, the victims are often given perceived tacit approval for the perpetrator to continue these behaviors of abuse. Why? Why does asking or forgiveness being received not work, as its condition of belief would have us understand? Simply stated, most people have no idea what forgiveness is designed to entail or produce, or what should be happening after forgiveness is requested. You see, to receive or grant forgiveness, there are specific steps that must be taken. Those steps are recognition or acknowledging that a wrong has been committed, responsibility, accepting responsibility for the action manifested by accepting condemnation, regret or emotional contrition, remorse, empathetic understanding, redress, compensation or correction, repetition, acknowledging that repeating the action is unacceptable and inappropriate for the future. And finally, repentance, meaning actually changed future behavior, reflected by permanent cessation of previous actions. You see, without these steps, forgiveness is neither warranted nor should it be given. By its very nature, continued or repetitive need for requests or confession is evidence that these steps have not been fully assimilated in the heart or mind of the transgressor. In this scenario, future changed behavior has not been adhered to. This is particularly evident by those who participate in the same inappropriate or abusive behaviors repeatedly. Let me emphasize that again. Without changed future behavior, repentance remains unfulfilled. Therefore, forgiveness should not be expected nor received, either by us in relationships with others or in our daily life, or by us as individuals on our road to forgiveness by God. You see, heartfelt repentance results in changed behavior. When absence of this change remains regarding prior inappropriate or abusive activity, in the future forgiveness is out of the question. Cessation only takes place by a desire to cease and desist, meaning changed old pattern behaviors by the transgressor. This action is then rewarded by changed behavior. For repentant Christians, this blessing is embraced by responding more Christ-like in our actions, reactions, and behavior. Meaning, with and through moral and ethical responses, not just lip service, our actual future change behavior is in evidence. You see, we each have choices in this life of how we will respond to the events, people, or circumstances we face. And we must determine if we will act or react by embracing and responding the world's ways, or our old pattern behavior ways, or now responding in a spiritual way. Again, morally and ethically behaviors grounded in Christ-like spiritual actions of moral and ethical responses. You see, balance in the universe depends and operates on oppositions. And so it is with each of us. In every situation, our question becomes, how will I respond? Will I re-engage the world's ways again? Or will I now use spiritual guidance? The first, the world's ways, aligns directly with our hard-fought ego and self-interest for advancement or fulfillment. The second, however, allows us to become recipients of spiritual acknowledgement. If you've ever suffered the consequences from negative decisions or inappropriate outcomes in your past or present, you may be unaware that there are opportunities for peace and understanding associated with spiritually grounded decisions. So the question becomes, how does one repeat patterns of positive outcomes instead of negative experiences? And what is it that can make a difference in our moment of decision? Meaning, what action can ignite a new spark of understanding? Well, the simple answer is change in thought. You see, this single yet powerful understanding can change your entire life trajectory. How? Our thoughts become our actions. Our actions become our habits. Our habits become our character, and our character determines our destiny. Sounds good, Branch. But how does one initiate this singular change in thought? Simple. By asking, in this choice before me, what's truly in my best interest? Meaning, beyond my long-held belief that everything is about me and what I want. You see, God as creator has designed humans with mind power to think and process numerous thoughts or ideas almost simultaneously. However, in His inimitable way, God has also provided it's only possible to have one cogent thought within any given moment of time. Meaning we can only process to completion one thought at a time. If you entertain an action, consciously or subconsciously, yet innately know that the outcome of that action or reaction is in opposition to your best interest, you can now simply change or eliminate that particular thought by replacement of another in order to alter any potential choice or decision. Many years ago, there was a movement among Christians, and as is so often in the world, it was more of a marketing campaign, a fad, really, which quickly ran its course. It was advertised as WWJ Do, or What Would Jesus Do? People were prompted to ask this of themselves prior to any choice or decision. However, its real purpose, as has been for 2,000 years, was to emulate the thoughts, words, and deeds of Jesus prior to responding. in order to reflect consciously a spiritually guided pending action. However, as is often the case as well, missing in this campaign was the benefit of an answer believed to originate with and from God. You see, we are each a product of God's creation and His love. And this enables us to respond, no matter our circumstances, through a process of turning to the Lord in times of need, which always proves fruitful. Whether we are obliged to answer or not, His answer is always true. Why? Because God cannot, nor will He ever guide or lead you astray. This is just a fact. He allows the outcomes of our decisions and the weight of our choices to rest with us, not Him. If we choose to ignore His guidance or deny His response to our current dilemma, then the outcome, the fallout, belongs to us. But because we each possess an innate spiritual connection to and with God, as creator of the universe, many often expect an answer immediately. And yet, whether we are on a spiritual path or not, whether we embrace the ways of the world or not, you may have heard the proverbial scriptural adage, we reap what we sow. So the question actually becomes how to get better results from the amount you've invested: time, energy, money. Or how to avoid the friction of forcing a square peg into a round hole. If an action or response seems inappropriate, it probably is, no matter how much we desire it to be otherwise. Remember, balance is available in life, and the closer we come to maintaining balance, the less resistance or oppositional friction we produce or must endure. The first key to this understanding and applying of this concept is recalling past choices and outcomes. You see, if we've made a decision or choice in a previous or similar situation that was problematic, why would we want to experience a negative outcome again? Why would we continue to drive a square peg, our inappropriate response, into a round hole? One that produces an outcome we already know may in fact turn out bad for us. You see, either by innate understanding or experiential learning, consequences often prove to be not in our best interest. Now, this example represents the essence of growth-filled learning and changed patterns for future behavior. Square peg, round hole equals tension, turmoil, resistance. Round peg, round hole equals smoother transitions and rewarding outcomes. Square peg, round hole, or round peg, round hole. That's the choice, both of past experiences and future decisions. Discovering how to anticipate, understand, or resolve issues that have been holding you back is fundamental to future growth. See, ignorance may be bliss, but not often. Thanks for joining me today. On Patient Zero, we share key takeaways for growth-filled living. If you know someone who could benefit from today's episode, please share it with them. If today's show has been interesting for you, please give us a rating and review. And to know more about my work, I invite you to visit my website, branchisole.com, my Substack page, branchisole.substack.com, and my YouTube channel, Branch Isole. Substack subscribers also receive a thought for today every morning, 2 Spiritual Christianity prophecy alerts every week, and an open mic poem short story every Saturday, as well as access to archived Patient Zero episodes, informative series, and articles. Today's episode has been sponsored by Mana'o Publishing and my book, Seeds of Mana'o. If you're interested in knowing more about spiritual growth, Seeds of Mana'o is the book or ebook for you. It's available at our website, branchisole.com, as well as on Amazon. At the website, you'll also find other books, ebooks, and gift merchandise. Thanks for joining me today. Join me again next Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, right here at branchisole.substack.com, when we discuss end times and last days. Until then, be in the world, not of the world.